Hi Sunshine Sparkle Faces. So today I want to talk about a topic that I've always wanted to touch base on but never had the inspiration or the encouragement. But one of my supporters sent me a message to this link, and it's about this man who writes an article or a story about his experiences about dating a trans woman and how he fell in love with one. And it was just very insightful, and it's definitely an eye-opener. And it's just very interesting seeing from a different perspective. It was just truly inspirational. So I decided to make a video about it, dating in the transgender world, and what we are to some of these men. So I've been in the dating game. I've dated guys before, gay guys, straight guys, and I want to share my experiences with you guys. I have morals, I have values, and I will not settle for anything less than what I deserve. And some people don't have that kind of courage, they don't have that confidence in them, and they kind of settle for less. And I feel like people should, have values, they should have morals, and they should not just, be let go so easy. So going back to transgender people and how we are such a taboo and we're such fetishes, like, have you gone to Thailand before? Because when I went to get my trachea shaved, it was like paradise for men. It was just so weird. Like here in Canada, guys are like, they kind of find it weird and we get discriminated upon. And in Thailand, it seems to be such like a normal thing. It's totally the norm. Even guys, like, men that come in groups and groups of, friends, and they go and they pick up like transgender people. And, I go there and it's like, I don't know how awkward that really is. Like, hey guys, let's go pick up some trannies today. Like, oh. Like, that's just so awkward to me. I've dated guys before who are into transgender women, and I've always asked each and every single one of them, and they all have something similar. I asked them, what is it that you like about transgender girls or people? And they always reply, they look like a girl, they talk like a girl, they act like a girl. Sometimes they're more feminine, and men like that. But they have an extra piece of flesh that is, totally a turn on for them, but they're not gay kind of thing. So we are a fantasy, we are behind closed doors most of the times. And I've dated guys who are like that before, and it makes you sad because when you're in that relationship, you find an attractive guy and you fall in love with him. You are so clouded by this love smoke, this love bomb, and you're so blinded that you can't see otherwise. You think everything's gonna be perfect and you make things perfect, but when you step out of that situation, you look in, it is totally a disaster. Okay, I dated this guy once, and he never showed me to his friends, to his parents, he never really took me out in public. Like, it was always behind closed doors, and he always made excuses up. And that made me really sad. Like, what am I? Am I just some fantasy behind closed doors for your, I don't know, sexual desires? Like, hold up, sorry sir, but I have morals and I have values, and I will not put up with that. When I like someone, I'm very emotional, I'm very attached to the person. It's not like, I sleep with them and I go. Like, that's totally not me, and that's not what I'm looking for. But there are girls out there who are looking for that. But for girls like me who just want a normal relationship, it's really difficult for us because men view us as almost as a sex object. They come to us at nighttime to sleep with us and blah blah blah, and in the morning they go back to their heterosexual relationship with their wife or their spouse. And they are more public and more open-minded about them, and they're not so like in the closet about them. And that's what I see about why we get hurt, why transgender people get hurt, because we are on the fetish, the fantasy side where, he can't come out and he, is ashamed and embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be viewed as a sex object, a fetish, or a fantasy. That's not who I am. That's not what I want to be labeled as. I am a woman. I'm independent. I'm confident. I'm one fierce motherfucker. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I just had this overwhelming surge of like power, and I felt kind of cool for once, so I'm sorry. And I think a lot of transgender girls, they don't really see that, they don't really know that, and they hear things like, oh, I'd love you forever, blah blah blah. But think about it, say this to yourself, talk to him. Does he want a child? When I'm in a relationship with someone before, like I was dating someone, I was like always thinking to myself, like, does this person want a child? Like, if this person wants a child, obviously they're not going to be with me. They're going to want to be with a real woman who can bear children, and I can't give that. And that sucks and it hurts me. So if I know that he wants children, obviously he's only with me to, you know, explore his sexual ways. I don't know. And I'm going to tell you guys, you get what you give. So if you're willing to give up your values, your morals, you are going to receive, you know, a relationship that you probably don't want. So yeah, I read this article and I just want to share with you guys, you know, my experiences, and I just want to give you guys some words of wisdom for you guys to pack in your bags and, you know, bring it out next time if you're ever in a sticky situation. Girl, I always have your back no matter what. So yeah, I'm in a very happy relationship with a man who loves me for who I am. You end up with what you put up. So if you don't want to put up with that bullshit, don't stick around.